So for this jacket, I'm using this super bulky wool from Drop Snow. First, I'm just sketching out a design I have in mind. This is not set in stone at all. And here I'm testing with a 5mm hook to see what kind of look I get. And I also measure the width and the height so I know what it measures before I felt it. I just measure on the middle. So here I have the 5mm and the 10mm. So you can see the difference in looseness. And they also measure something different. So from felting videos on YouTube, I've seen that they wash it with regular clothes. Apparently that helps the felting process. So I'm just making a batch here. And in they go. So I'm washing it on 95. As this was my first time, I just thought the hotter the better. But looking back, this was too much. It's very felted and very stiff. So here we have the two squares, the 10mm and the 5mm. This one measured 10 and 10, and this one measured 11 and 11. As you can see, this one shrunk up more. I think this is because the stitches were bigger and looser. So this is the one that I want to go with. I want to use the 5mm one because it will then shrink up less, and I just think that it looks a little bit thinner than the other one. Okay, so I have the beginning square, and then when it shrunk less horizontally and more vertically. So what we do is we subtract the two measurements, so the beginning measurement to the end measurement. So 11 minus 9, so it shrunk 2 centimeters horizontally, and it shrunk 4 centimeters vertically. So it shrinks up more vertically than it does horizontally. To find the percentage, what we do is we say 11 minus 9 and then multiply it with 9. So this is 2, and then times 9 is 18. So this is the horizontal measurement. And the same here, so 11 minus 7, and then multiply it with 7. That's 28%. So that means that the jacket or the coat that I'm gonna make will shrink about 18% horizontally and 28% vertically. So this will be my bust circumference. This will be from armpit and then down, and from shoulder to armpit. So I will go with my overall measurement. So I know that this is 19, but I will just go with the full measurement, which is 41. This one, the bust measurement is 87. And then I thought I wanted to add a little bit because I don't want the jacket or the coat to be tight fitted. I still want it to be a little bit looser, so I just added 3 centimeters, and that gives me 90. So I have to add 18% to this measurement to get the measurement before the shrinkage. So this will be 90 divided with 100, and then multiply this with 18. That gives me 16.2, and then we add this, so the 18% extra is the 16 centimeters, so I add this to my 90 centimeters, and that gives me 106 centimeters. So this has to measure 106 in order for it to be the right size when it shrinks. So I've done the same with the length. So my length from shoulder and down, full length was 41. Then I divide it with 100, and then I multiply it with 28 because it is the vertical measurement. And then I add that measurement to the beginning measurement. So 41 plus 11.48 is 52.4. So this is the length that I need in order for it to be long enough when it shrinks. So now the crocheting begins. I'm just working from the bottom and up. And here we have the jacket. So it is loosely fitted and with very long sleeves. I wish I would have made it a little bit longer because I like this length, but you live and you learn. So now I'm just going to wash it the same as before with some regular clothes. And this time I decided to wash it at 40 degrees instead. Just a regular wash, no special program or anything, just 40 degrees. And this was also washing less than the other one. The other one was 50 minutes and this one was 30 minutes. So as you can see, when I take it out of the washing machine, it has been felted, but you can still see the texture of the stitches and the rows, which I really like. But it's definitely become much more stiff and much more close in the stitches, much more mashed up. But I like that I chose the 40 degrees because it's much less stiff and yeah. So here you can see I am putting it out on a drying rack to dry. It's got a very much jacket-like texture. Now it's still wet, so I'm just going to place it flat to let it dry. And then I'm going to stretch the length because I tried it on and I thought that it was just a little bit too short, as I had feared. But I was just too lazy to add more rows. So I'm just stretching it while it's still wet to make it a little bit longer. And here you can see the rows and you can still kind of see the stitches. And here it is finished, though I did not weave in the ends yet. I just hid them. But I attached the buttons diagonally because this is just a regular shape. There's no increase or decrease on the body. So obviously it was too loose on my waist, so I had to add some, add the button just closer to my waist to make it more tight. And it is quite stiff. I mean, it is a jacket, it's not a cardigan anymore, so it's supposed to be stiff to hold the air out and just make it very warm. But I'm happy it's not too stiff. If I washed this at 90 degrees, it would have been too stiff and very uncomfortable to wear, I think. But hopefully when I start to wear it, it becomes a little bit more flexible. And I love the big color, so I'm very happy.